To do yoga means we are lucky. Yogam. Yogam means having all of the richness of life, the richness of experience, and in life, health, vitality, inner peace and harmony and tranquility, happy, good relationships, abundances in all its forms, the knowing and inspiration, and being at the receiving end of grace. Yoga is the supreme gift, the tool, the effective tool of consciousness. Looking back into the history of India, all our scientists were yogis. In the path of yoga, it's also okay to be an atheist and question, and then be an agnostic, and that is a belief system without its dogma. The religion of yoga is Sanatana Dharma, which really is to be liberated, liberated to be goodness, liberated to be consciousness, liberated to being the spirit, liberated to receive our own deeper realization. Going back to the history of India, there was a time, not 20 or 50 years, but for over thousands of years, when India was a superpower in terms of its economy, in terms of its military. And yet, India never invaded any foreign country. That brings us to the story of King Rajaraja Chola, who ruled over Sri Lanka, Singapore, the current day Singapore, the current day Thailand, going all the way to Cambodia, all the way beyond to Indonesia. Now, wherever he went, there was no bloodshed. For all the might and power he had, there was a friendly relationship. So India conquered through culture, through economy, and there was only one occasion where King Rajaraja Chola had to utilize his military. That was at the far end of his empire towards Cambodia to fight against China. But that was not to occupy the nation. It was out of conflict. And at the same time, simultaneously, King Rajaraja Chola was building the big temple. Today, it is estimated that we could build over 250 Taj Mahal with the same temple. And yet, one Taj Mahal nearly bankrupted the Mughal Empire. And here he was, stretched all the way through. What is beautiful to know about King Rajaraja Chola was that in all the depictions of him, he has his guru standing at the front of him. All the kings through history of India had a guru to guide them through what was right and what was wrong, and how to lead and how to be the leader. do yoga is to awaken our inner guru, and for each to be an emperor of our life, for each to be liberated in our own innate higher wisdom, to be the spirit having the magnificence of human experience. And when we light our light within, we are coming together as one. So here we are together in this blessed moment to come together, to journey within and absorb and receive the Siddha wisdom to enhance our yoga, to enhance our every moment experience, to enhance being in the receiving end of grace. The objective of yoga is to ascend upwards, climbing layers and layers of consciousness and expanding consciousness, and letting go of the lower layers of consciousness that does not belong to us. Addictions, limitations, mind of fear, anxiety, stress, all of this we let go, including the diseases and all its form. We let go to climb up to the higher layers where we are truly liberated. "30 years ago, I was taken through my death journey by my first guru, Bhairavasika Swami. He woke me up. When I woke up to understanding, I was the spirit having in this body. I was in ecstasy. I felt so liberated. I was crying out of the bliss that I had. And then I started my journey, wanting more of that bliss, wanting more of that state of joy. And I started going into my meditation, going deeper into myself and going into the Sivalinga Puja. But as I went deeper and deeper, I felt there was more to this. And that's when I started doing my Hatha Yoga. Initially, I was a bit frightened, thinking I could dilute this experience, and yet I went ahead. And no, my yoga enhanced this experience of being liberated, feeling myself as the vast beautiful spirit, being the witness to life, and then to find my wholeness. And as I journeyed within, I realized that there was light within to light. So, of the 6 Kriyas that we wish to alight within, the first is lighting our lamp inside ourselves. When we light our lamp within, we are setting alight our inner guru. This lamp that is set alight within ourselves, we set alight outside ourselves as an altar. But first, let's set the light within, which is the root chakra, the Mulabandha. Now, before we go further, understand 3 basics of yoga. The first is, when we do yoga, we have come to liberate ourselves from our circumstances, whatever might be. Liberate ourselves from the body, and then liberate ourselves from the mind, and be the liberated. That's the first. The second is, do yoga every day. Break that 24-hour cycle. Be disciplined enough to break it. And you could utilize sun salutation as a base. In other words, you could utilize sun salutation. Any other dimensions of your yoga and all other yoga asanas can be added on. But today, when we are going through our inner journey, I would explain to you how to apply this to our yoga practice, especially sun salutation. So each of the teaching, the 6 Kriyas, will be related to how we can utilize this for a daily yogic practice. These teachings are not from books. These are from my gurus and from my inner journey of experience with them. So, the most powerful, beautiful gift of yoga is receiving the super mind. You would see in all the ancient temples beings with 6 heads, 10 heads, and many heads. That's whom we become when we do our yoga. Our potential in all its capacities shine. All our siddhis and our superpower shines. This is the super mind. And this is the gift of yoga. So, the first is to light our inner lamp. The first Kriya. And that is the root chakra. So, to begin with, take a deep inhale all the way down to the roots. The mantra that you are to receive is a Siddha mantra. It comes from our Guruji, Annai Siddhar Rajkumar Swamigal. So let's invoke his blessings before receiving the mantra. Now, let's receive this mantra from within and light the lamp within with the mantra. Ring, ang, Ganapathy Namo. Ring, ang, Ganapathy Namo. Ring, ang, Ganapathy Namo. So when you're saying the mantra, imagine ourselves lighting the lamp. The same lamp that we are lighting outside ourselves as the altar, the light we are lighting within. We are setting ourselves into the journey by awakening the roots, the Lord of the root chakra, Ganapathy. When we are awakening the Lord of roots, Ganapathy, we are transforming the animal in us into the human in us into the angel. We are breaking all the limitations. We are dissolving away all the past that binds us, all the whatever might have been holding us back, we are cracking it. And this would be the first of our prayer through the mantra, through our yoga. Ring ang Ganapathy Namo. 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 So, when we are doing sun salutation, hold the Mulabandha as you say the mantra. The Mulabandha is the lock of the root chakra. Go down to the roots. Feel the muscles here. Feel the epicenter of where we are when we are sitting down. Feel that epicenter. That's where the roots is. Grip it. Feel the mantra. Ring ang anamane namo. Ring ang anamane namo. Ring ang anamane namo. Ring ang anamane namo. Now by doing this, we are awakening tremendous power and energy. Our Kalangi Kundalini Yoga is to be practiced in the morning time because it wakes us up. If we practice it at night time, that could keep us awake. When you do the Mulabandha, we are awakening all that energy fields that moves. The awake Mulabandha enhances our abundances in life and in experience. So when you say the mantra, feel the energy climbing up. When you're doing your Surya Namaskar, hold the Mulabandha as we go through the process. Feel the mantra within as you're saying, as you're doing the Surya Namaskar. Ring ang anamane namo, ring ang anamane namo, ring ang anamane namo, ring ang anamane namo. Rub your palms together. Feel the blessings. Receive the blessing. Now, the Siddha breath is everything. The mind becomes the super mind when our breath has become the breath beyond breath. When the left brain and the right brain is brought into harmony, genius is. Albert Einstein's brain was studied to see what was special. And it was the integration of his left brain and his right brain. And this process that we are going to do is a process we could do at all times through the day. But understand the sun salutation as the giant instrument to be able to work this breath. So press a left big toe down. Now this is the Chin Mudra. The Chin Mudra. Okay? Hold this Chin Mudra because this activates our consciousness at the third eye and brings us into the spirit having the human experience. And press the left big toe down and take a deep inhale from the roots. And exhale slowly by keeping the left big toe pressed down, and you will feel the breath flip to the left and move. This is the moon breath. The moon breath is rejuvenative, is a calm, tranquilizing, energizing breath. Now press the right big toe down. Take a deep inhale and exhale slowly, keeping the right big toe pressed, and feel the sun breath open. The sun breath is inspiration. The sun breath is activation. The left breath is the moon and the right breath is the sun. Press the left breath slowly. Exhale slowly to the left. Press the right breath slowly. And inhale and exhale. This simple process balances the left breath and the right breath. By doing this, we activate our clairvoyance. When we have regulated our breath, our mind becomes clear. We are able to see beyond our eyes. We are able to go beyond the mind. The mind is able to expand itself to its capacity by simply moving the left breath and the right breath constantly. Now, when you're doing sun salutation, utilize this principle. So when you are doing each asana through the sun salutation, for instance, the left side, press the left big toe as we do the sun salutation and feel the energies work its way through the left, which is actually the activation of the right brain. And when you do it with the right big toe, you're activating the left brain. So utilize this process in a sun salutation. Now, we are going to say, ah, since we've regulated our breath. Now, when you say, ah, connect to the breath beyond breath. When you say, ah, remember we are the pillar of light and we are going to breath and that beyond breath. And receive the blessings of pillar of light within us. Notice how a breath became the breath beyond breath. This hour, when I say it again, absorb it. Our Guruji, Siddha Raja Sami, once took me to the room and asked me to close all the windows. And he went into this and all I could see was a golden light at that entering me. And later, when I went into my resonance of I could feel the grace of my beingness expand and the grace of breath beyond breath. So absorb the breath beyond breath, grace within the as we say together. Seeing the blessing. Now, the third dimension, the third Kriya is the divine feminine. When the divine feminine is awake within us, we are now truly the grace of consciousness as an empathy, compassion, nurturing, forgiveness, love, all the qualities we attribute to the mother. This is the left breath. This is the moon breath. This is invoking the goddess. This is Mother Kundalini awakening us, awakening in us a true nature of goodness. When we are awake with the divine feminine, we are at the receiving end of grace. In other words, when Mother Kundalini rises, so does consciousness, and so does all the goodness of life, and so as in the blessings that we are always blessed. This is the grace of the inner Om. The inner Om is also a powerful form of a pranayama. In other words, when we do the inner Om, almost in a moment, we have been able to bring ourselves into that point zero, that Zen moment of absolute core. So press the left toe down, hold the Chin Mudra. We are going into the inner Om as the resonance within the resonance. In all cultures across the globe, notice how the goddess is invoked. This inner Om is invoking the goddess within ourselves. Move this energy from the root chakra through third eye and through the crown and beyond. Go into the mantra Om Sakti Om. Om Nani 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 Om The mantra is so simple. Om Sakti, Om Sakti, Om Sakti, Om. When we are invoking Om Sakti after the inner Om, we know her presence. And her presence is our highest wisdom, our ability to be sensitive, our knowingness to be the mother. When the divine feminine is woken up in the male, we enlighten. When the divine feminine is woken up in the feminine, she lifts humanity. So when we say this, when we go into this mantra and invoke the divine feminine, we are multiplying our consciousness. The fourth of the Kriya is the Guru Chakra Kriya. Now, we seldom hear of the Guru Chakra, and often the Swadhisthana is mentioned. In our Siddha pathway, there is no Swadhisthana. After the Muladhara, the next is the Guru Chakra. Now, by awakening the Guru Chakra, by default, the third eye opens. Now, press both the big toes down together. Take a deep inhale, and from the roots, bring a consciousness up above the navel. And recite the mantra invoking our gurus. All the gurus, all the beings who have led us on our path, invoke the gurus up above the navel. When we have climbed up above the navel, we are able to master whatever the circumstances around us. We are able to master the body. We are able to master the mind. In other words, it means we are able to master hunger. We are able to master heat and cold. We are able to master sleep by climbing up above the navel. So this is where we would want to be when we are meditating, to be the master, to be the spirit, absolutely controlling over the body and mind. So bring a consciousness up above the navel, and you will see that automatically a spine stands erect. All the way from the tailbone upwards, a spine stands up. So let's bring our consciousness to the above the navel and recite the mantra. Bhama mama yen guru nada, bhama mama yen guru nada. See, every one of us have our own gurus. We all have our gurus. Our gurus could be in so many forms. And our guru could be especially the human form, but unique to each one of us. So when you're saying this mantra, even if we don't have the guru, we are manifesting for ourselves our guru, the greater guidance. We are invoking the power of all the enlightened masters. We are invoking the power of all the sages by saying the mantra. And you will see how easily, by default, the third eye opens. Mama mama yen guru nada, mama mama yen guru nada, mama mama Yen Guru Nada Mama Mama, 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 Yen Guru Nada. Bring the point to the third eye. Mama Mama, Yen Guru Nada Mama Mama, Yen Guru Nada. Once you come to the third eye, we are now changing the frequency from the sound and voice into the resonance through the third eye. Now to what means. Utilize this Kriya when we are doing our sun salutation. The first would be the Mulabandha. The next is the chakra above the navel. So when you're doing the sun salutation, pull all the energies from the roots, let it rise up above the navel. Bring the focus to the navel. And then when you exhale to the third eye. You will understand the experience of climbing above the body and mind. You will understand how it is so easy, so much in ease to bring focus to the singular point and the third eye opening grace. Now, as we utilize the power center up above the navel, you will also understand that we are invoking that power beyond power. This chakra, especially when we are walking or when you're doing a pilgrimage, is to be activated. When we activate this chakra, it is like being a frisbee gliding over, or being like an eagle gliding over the terrain. We are able to climb up to being the spirit. No matter what our reality is, we are able to climb up to being the spirit from above the navel. Now comes the fifth Kriya, which is the power of infinity. All realized masters through all ages, through all cultures, through all land, all over the world, connected to the same light and expressed that wisdom in different languages. This light space is Akash, Akayam, Sunyam, nothingness, absolute void that holds all of the universe of universes. To come here means to be the spirit. To be here is to be liberated, liberated in being the infinite. To connect to infinity as a part of a Kriya is vital, as a part of a yoga is vital, because we can now birth the most pristine mind of the now, the empowered now from the states of Akash. In all the ancient Lord Shiva temples, it will be mentioned Shiva Shiva, because it was intended that all we needed to do was say Shiva Shiva and attain enlightenment and understand all the wisdom we need to know just by this mantra Shiva Shiva. Just by saying Shiva Shiva, all the wealth of all the wisdom is with us, because it connects us to Akash. It connects us to being the infinite, 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 who is described as a dancer, Lord Nataraja. So to know the dancer, Lord Nataraja, means to find the innermost stillness within. To know the innermost stillness within is to know the dancer. And this dancer is the one who holds all of the universe of universes, who is seated in the core, and that core is within us. So let's say the mantra Siva Siva. Siva Siva. Siva Siva. Siva Siva. So every day, when doing a yoga, after you've done your yoga, through the time, any time we want to attain being our true self, simply focus on nothingness and simply focus on the entirety of the sky, entirety of the vast universe's nothingness, and just say the mantra. And that will bring us into the state of ecstasy, the dance, the state of bliss, ananda. So let's go into that infinite state. The blessings. In Santa Monica, I met Siddha Purush Avatar Baba Nataraj, an American yogi who walked the length and breadth of America. America is 3.5 times the size of India. He walked the length and breadth as a pilgrimage a couple of times. And he traveled as a sannyasi, a sadhu, with nothing in his pocket. To do that in a country like America takes extraordinary faith in God, extraordinary strength. So I asked Baba, how do you prepare for such a journey? What do you do? And he taught me this Kriya that I am going to share with you. He said, put your hands out like this and expand and expand and expand, as you say, Siva, 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 and go to the infinite, 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 infinite. Energy into ourselves like a black hole. Condense it all inside, pull all, condense the muscle, bring all the muscle power within, condense it, tighten every single muscle of ours, and come into it as though we are concentrating ourselves into a singular dot. Now expand and expand and expand and expand into infinity. Expand and expand and expand. Condense ourselves again like a black hole. Bring all the energies inside yourself. Condense it. Come into yourself, into one singular spot. Bring all the energies within. Condense and now expand. This Kriya multiplies our physical strength, multiplies our ability to be the expansiveness of the universe, the power of infinity. When we are in source union, we are connecting our finite to the power of infinity. We are summoning the power of infinity into our now. So, this mantra, Siva, 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 let it rest in our subconscious mind. Through all of this is the constancy of every breath connecting to source, from source God to source God, from roots to the crown. At all times, we are the sacred fires connecting the finite with the infinity, connecting, source connecting, this sacred union within us. So this sacred union within us is the yogi. Rub our palms and feel the blessings of the power of infinity as God, source, one. The final Kriya is the power of abundance. When we do yoga, we are abundant beings. The largest yoga magazine, Yoga Journal, is said to have the most affluent readers of any and all magazines in America. Yoga awakens in us abundances in all its forms, spiritual wealth and material wealth. So how does this happen? It is the heart opening. When we do yoga, why is it that we all become vegetarians and vegans? Because the heart opens. When we do yoga, why is it that we become like dolphins and we become lovable? Our energy feels is higher vibrations, higher vibrancies. It's because the heart chakra is open. When the heart chakra is open, all the forms of abundances flows through us. Mahatma Gandhi's favorite mantra was Rama 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 Rama. There was a saint who was a Muslim and he was seeking enlightenment. And finally, he managed to get the mantra from his guru in a pretty devious way. And the mantra was Rama 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 Rama. So soon he became so powerful just by reciting the mantra that he could bring the dead alive. He was Kabir. Kabir could actually bring the dead alive. Rama 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 Rama. The entire Ramayana was written by a thief who sat down to in remorse and he said the mantra Rama 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 and he became a savior. He wrote Ramayana. So when you say the mantra Rama 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 Rama, you are receiving all that ancient grace through the mantra and the resonance within the mantra. Ra is the fire, Ma is the heart center. So let's say the mantra together. Ram Rama 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 Rama. Now let's connect it to that infinite, infinite, infinity. All the way to that infinite, infinite space. Rama 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 Rama. Connected to the golden body that we are. Visualize the golden body, enshrining the golden beingness, the soul. Ram 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 Ram. Connected to the heart chakra, and here we are one. Today in the world, in the International Yoga Day, connect to all the hearts that have been opened through yoga. We are the power of many as one. and one as many. Connect into that heart chakra. Ram 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 Ram. When the heart chakra is open, Lord Vishnu, the awake mind, is activated. When we have an activated awake mind, Goddess Mahalakshmi, the goddess of wealth, the wealth in all her forms, she shines through us. She is the flow. Narayani, 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 Narayani. Tap into the goddess when the heart opens. Tap into the goddess's flow. See, this flow is where the genius is. This flow is where everything happens as masterpiece. We are shining in a genius when this flow happens. When we are singing, we are activating Goddess Saraswati, the goddess of learning, the goddess of wisdom. We are activating the power and passion of Goddess Durga. We are being the grace of Goddess Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi. So let's say the mantra together and feel every part of our life being blessed by Goddess Mahalakshmi. Narayani, 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 Narayani. Now go into this dimension of letting it be a heart song. Because when our heart sings at all times, we are being the master. We are awakening all our potential. We are summoning the flow. So go into this grace and receive the grace. Narayani, 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 Narayani. So divine beings know our yoga to have the innermost dimensions that unfolds for us the magnificence of our realities. To summarize, first, light the lamp as your Kriya. The second, know breath as the Kriya. The third, awaken the divine feminine within ourselves as the Kriya. Then is awaken the Guru Chakra within us. So the inner Guru is beyond. Whatever the circumstance, whatever the mind is, whatever the body is, we are about that. And then is the power of infinity Kriya, and then the power of abundances, empowerment of abundances in our yoga, in our realities. So divine beings. Let us together now do a collective prayer as yogis. If we want to tap into that infinite power, we dissolve the I into the we. When we pray from the we, the I is taken care of naturally. So think of humanity, think of everyone, think of the globe, think of the universe. This is the yogic thinking. And allow the I to dissolve away. Whatever might be our problems, it's not there anymore, other than the we of humanity, the we of collective life. So the first prayer is, may all the living beings find peace, love, and contentment. Make a prayer. An intent. The next prayer, May all of humanity, every human, wake up. When we wake up, whatever might be the circumstance, we will win. We will succeed. No matter what the circumstance is, we will succeed. So make a prayer that every human wakes up, including the villains in the villains in humanity. Let them wake up. Send your prayer to Putin and whoever might be the evil darkness. Let them wake up. Wake up in the light of our being. Let every human wake up. Let all humans be free of hunger, have a roof over the head, and have clothes. Let all humans be given at least the basics of life. Make the prayer to feed the hungry. Just the thought to feed the hungry is grace. The thought of allowing everyone to be clothed well, everyone to have a home. Just the thought is grace. All of humanity, every human. The next, hold all of planet Earth in reverence. Let planet Earth be nurtured. Let's intend that all of planet Earth is held in safety. If there's the there is the global warming, there is whatever the threat facing planet Earth. Let's make a prayer. Next, may we be blessed, each of us be blessed in good health, vitality, peace, tranquility, and in good relationships. May we each be blessed in good health. May we each have the power of vitality. May we find peace and tranquility within ourselves. May all our relationships around us be in harmony and love and goodness. Make the prayer. With this, divine beings, may the grace of yoga shine through us. When we are in the vortex of light, we are blessed with the grace of all the masters. When we are in source union, as with yoga, we are the blessings of yoga. We now understand karma and dharma. Being at the receiving end of grace means we are simply lucky. Everything happens for us for each blessing in our life to unfold as we expand in consciousness and in oneness grace of yoga. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. So, divine beings, each of these teachings that we went through, know that this that we did could be utilized through your yoga. Yoga is to multiply consciousness, to be the angelic being And in our being, we uplift humanity in oneness grace to each of us here, to the grace of each of us multiplying ourselves in consciousness. Om Namah Shivaya. Om.